Jenna Bush Hager wouldn't have chosen to eat chicken or fish at Savannah Guthrie's wedding, because she proved on a recent episode of Today with Jenna and Friends that she clearly loves beef. On Wednesday's episode, Bush Hager was discussing honeymoon trends with her guest co-host Guthrie when the former first daughter bluntly confronted the Today anchor about how she wasn't invited to Guthrie's 2014 wedding. Immediately after Bush Hager called out her close friend and colleague for the decade-old slight, Guthrie looked visibly annoyed. Rattled, Guthrie muttered that it was weird that Bush Hager would bring this up while they were live on air. Despite Guthrie's obvious discomfort, Bush Hager decided to plow ahead and turned to the audience. "And she claims we weren't friends, but," Bush Hager said with a shrug. "We were friends. But it was a small wedding and, we can't do this again," an exasperated Guthrie said, indicating that they've had this conversation multiple times before. After some telling back and forth about how this was a very sore subject between the two women, Bush Hager told Guthrie to go ahead with her explanation as to why she wasn't invited. Guthrie went on to say that if she had tied the knot more recently, Bush Hager would have definitely been invited. "Listen, if we were married today, we would be each other's bridesmaids, okay?" Guthrie said, while noting that they're both godmothers to each other's kids. "100% agree," Bush Hager said. Although it may seem like Bush Hager's confrontation was unprovoked, Guthrie did seem to needle her a bit earlier in the episode. While Bush Hager was describing her own 2008 wedding and honeymoon, Guthrie kept on asking questions for clarity before jokingly noting she was not invited to Bush Hager's wedding, likely because Guthrie didn't know Bush Hager that well at the time. Bush Hager began working as a correspondent on Today in 2009, while Guthrie became a co-host on the show in 2011, although Guthrie had worked as a legal and White House correspondent at NBC before scoring her gig on Today. And although one would think the dust had settled between Bush Hager and Guthrie after they squashed their wedding beef on Wednesday, Bush Hager wasn't quite done. When Guthrie said that she came back to work the Monday after her nuptials to announce to viewers that she had not only gotten married but was also pregnant at age 42, Bush Hager began asking Guthrie invasive questions about how she was able to conceive. "And that's why you were able to have a baby," Bush Hager randomly said, confusing Guthrie. "I know how you have a baby," Bush Hager stammered, clearly noticing that Guthrie looked uncomfortable again. "But you needed to start." Guthrie, clearly trying to keep her personal life personal, then gave a brief timeline of her dating history with her husband, before saying, "Well, lucky us, we got pregnant." Trying to end the conversation altogether, Guthrie then added, "Anyway, how did we devolve into this conversation?"